everyone, it's Tammy and welcome to this Foodie Friday. Today we're going to make some creamy Italian chicken, and this is a recipe that I am making in half because it calls for 2 pounds of chicken, and with my family there's just no way we're going to eat all of that. So I have these frozen chicken breasts. I'm just going to put some in here. That's probably about a pound. That's two pretty good sized breasts and another regular sized breast. So I'm going to call that a pound of chicken. So you can double this recipe if you want, or you can use it as it is. And then it also calls for 2 tablespoons of Italian dressing. So again, I'm going to double or half this. So I'm just going to put in about half of this container. One package is about 2 tablespoons. So I'm just going to hold my hand over half of it and pour half of it over the chicken. And hopefully that worked out all right. And I will keep the rest of this so that I can use it for something else. And then it calls for woo, seasoning. A can of cream of chicken. And I'll get the rest of that out here in just a second when I have the knife available. A cup of water, so I am doing it again in half. So I'm using 1 cup. The recipe calls for 2. The recipe calls for 2 cans of cream of chicken. I'm halving it, so I'm just using 1 can and 1 cup. And then it also calls for a package or 8 ounces of cream cheese. I am going to half this as well and just use half of a package. So I'm just going to open it up. And I have a clean knife that I'm going to use to cut this, and then I'm going to use the knife to get the rest of the cream of chicken out. So I'm just going to cut it in half, and then I'm just going to kind of chunk this up a little bit. I just might even use my hands. Start with clean hands and do what you want. If you think this is gross and you wouldn't do it, then don't do it. I'm not telling you to. It's just the way I'm doing it. It's for my family. Some of you guys are so funny about your food and stuff, so I understand it. But not everybody is like you, and that's okay. All right, so then once I have that all in, you just cook this on low for 8 hours or high for 4 hours until your chicken is done. And I don't have a problem using frozen chicken. Again, I know some of you guys might. Do what you want to do, but if you're asking me if you can use frozen chicken or if you can change the cut of the chicken from a chicken breast to chicken thighs or whatever, the answer is absolutely you can. You do what you like. If you don't like breasts and you only like thighs, then use those, or you might only like drumsticks. I mean, it doesn't matter. These recipes are all very flexible, and you can use whatever it is that your family likes. And I am also going to save the other half of this cream cheese, and I can use that in a different recipe, or I could make this recipe twice if it's delicious. And that's another thing too. If you wanted to go ahead and make the other recipe, you could put it in a freezer bag and freeze it and have it as a meal for another day, which actually isn't a bad idea. I might just go ahead and do that and have it ready so when I need it, I have it. Since I have chicken and all of that, I might just do that. And maybe I'll show you, because I know some of you guys like freezer meals. Put this on for 8 hours on low. And there it goes. I'm gonna grab a freezer bag. And a pen. And I'm just going to write Italian chicken and 1 cup water, low 8 hours. I would just use this bag, but I don't know if it is water. Like, I don't know if there's any holes or anything in it, so I'll go ahead and use a freezer bag. Probably not. I probably could just use it, but that worked out perfectly. I have 3 breasts in here. I will just use my Italian seasoning. My can of cream of chicken. I had gotten 2 out because when I was looking at the recipe, I just got what it said, and then I was like, oh gosh, that's a lot of chicken. I hear a cat. I have a feeling I locked a cat in the bedroom. Oops. And then for this one, I'm really not too worried if it's still a block or if it's cut up, but I'll chunk it just because. It's all going to get frozen, so it doesn't really matter. And there we go. I have a meal ready for later and a meal for today. So I will talk with you all soon. Thanks for watching. I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, so it has been 8 hours and this is what it looks like. I think I'm going to shred it up. And I know my husband had said he wanted some rice, so I'm going to get some easy rice. I don't know if you guys have tried this rice, and I'm sure it's not the healthiest for you, but it's made by Uncle Ben's, and it cooks up in 90 seconds, and it really does a great job, and it kind of limits how much you make, because my husband loves rice, but he will make it himself lots of times, and he will make it, and he will make, I don't know, enough for an army, and we either have tons of leftovers in the fridge that I end up throwing out a week later, or we just throw it away that night. It's crazy. So I would definitely recommend something like this if you guys like rice, and especially since I don't eat it. My son will eat a little bit of it, but my husband is the one who eats most of it. So this smells really good. So it's kind of portion control. I don't know how many servings are actually in here. 2, so that's great. And even if Dennis ends up eating it all, it doesn't feel like it's so much, because he will definitely eat a lot more if he makes a lot more. And nobody needs all that rice. I'm just kind of loosely shredding, making big chunks out of this. And it looks like it will be marvelous over some rice or some noodles. If it were me, I would prefer noodles because I've always been a noodle fan, but I'm just going to eat mine out, just nothing, like just put it on a bowl or on a small little plate and go for it through here. So I don't know, whatever you like is fine. I'm just chunking it up a little bit and shredding a little bit. Okay, and I think I am going to taste a little bit so you guys can see it, and maybe I'll take a picture of my husband's after it's plated so you can see that, but let's see how this tastes. Oh my goodness. That is really good. I'm glad I made one for the freezer. Whoo-wee, you guys got to try this. I hope you like it. Thanks. Bye-bye.